Welcome back, focused learners, to The Explainer. I am seriously thrilled to have you here today because we're tackling a subject that is absolutely crucial for global procurement professionals right now. We are diving deep into the top 10 workwear manufacturers in China 2026 sourcing guide. Today, we're going to completely demystify the complex 2026 Chinese workwear manufacturing landscape. By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to match your highly specific technical needs with the precise factory that can actually deliver on them. We're skipping the generic advice and looking straight at the hard data. Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a packed roadmap today. We'll be covering Section 1, the 2026 workwear landscape, Section 2, matching buyer to manufacturer, Section 3, the top 10 specialists, Section 4, the sourcing evaluation workflow, and wrapping up with Section 5, logistics and import compliance. Let's jump right into Section 1, the 2026 workwear landscape, a major shift. So, look, the industry has evolved drastically. We've officially moved way past the era of simple utilitarian uniforms. The 2026 reality, it is all about high-performance technical apparel. Sourcing workwear today means you need a deep understanding of functional fabrics and really rigorous safety certifications. Think ISO, EN, and ANSI. The stakes are just incredibly high now. For procurement managers, finding a factory isn't the real hurdle anymore. Actually, scratch that. Finding any factory is easy. Finding a partner who can maintain consistent GSM, that's grams per square meter, along with color fastness and durability across tens of thousands of units, that's the real challenge. Because in this new technical landscape, cheap or lazy sourcing literally results in failed seam strength and major, costly compliance disasters. And this brings us to exactly why China remains the absolute dominant force for technical workwear globally, even as some basic garment production has shifted over to Southeast Asia. It's all about their integrated supply chain. In manufacturing clusters like Shandong or Zhejiang, a factory can literally source flame-retardant yarn, specialized zippers, and high-visibility reflective tape all within a 50-mile radius. It's like a giant, perfectly organized puzzle. This highly localized ecosystem means significantly shorter lead times for you, even for really complex designs like garments integrated with RFID for laundry tracking or moisture-wicking fabrics that have to meet the global recycled standard. You get faster production and much more competitive landed costs. It's a real game changer. Moving on to Section 2, matching buyer to manufacturer, finding your fit. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it instantly clarifies your sourcing track. If you're a B2B buyer, you need to identify your profile right now, because your buyer type absolutely dictates your ideal manufacturing partner and your expected minimum order quantity, or MOQ. For instance, if you're an e-commerce seller, your primary concern is usually lead time and MOQ. You should be looking at coastal OEMs in places like Ningbo or Shenzhen, and you can expect an MOQ of around 300 to 500 pieces. But if you're a bulk wholesaler, your focus is unit price and stability. Your best fit is an inland conglomerate in Shandong or Henan, where MOQs jump way up to 2,000 plus pieces. Safety brands needing EN or ANSI compliance, you must stick to specialized PPE manufacturers. And if you're a small buyer looking for a low entry barrier of, say, 100 to 200 pieces, you'll need a specialized trading factory. Trust me, knowing exactly where you sit on this matrix is going to save you months of wasted negotiation. All right, Section 3, the top 10 specialists beyond generic rankings. We aren't just going to read a generic list here. We've logically grouped these top factories by their distinct specialties chronologically. First up, the bulk and corporate giants. These are the absolute heavyweights. Shandong Weiqiao Pioneering Group specializes in massive-scale industrial workwear with raw textile integration. They are strictly for bulk buyers and government tenders needing 50,000 units or more, where price per piece is the ultimate KPI. Just keep in mind, at that scale, their customization workflows are pretty rigid. Then we have Zhejiang Giuseppe Garment. They are your go-to for corporate identity. Think high-end suiting and white-collar workwear for airlines and banking sectors. Finally, in this heavyweight group, Henan Eastman excels at industrial coveralls and heavy polycotton blends for bulk importers in mining and construction. Their designs are purely functional, rugged, and utilitarian. Next, we shift gears to the technical and safety leaders. And listen, choosing the wrong partner in this category is outright dangerous. Dalian Sunfang Fashion is your premium choice for seam-sealed, waterproof, Gore-Tex-style outdoor jackets. Bosch China Safety Garment focuses heavily on standardization, so if you need high-vis vests and parkas strictly meeting EN ISO and ANSI compliance, this is your wholesale partner. And Shanghai XM Group specializes in complex, flame-retardant, and anti-static fabrics. They provide absolutely crucial multi-risk protective clothing, like arc flash protection for the oil, gas, and electrical utility sectors. Because they're so intensely fabric-focused, just keep in mind their assembly lead times can be a bit longer due to the mandatory technical testing. Our final grouping is the niche innovators. Hibei Richen handles hospitality and healthcare perfectly. Think antimicrobial scrubs and chef coats. Kwanzaa Rubei specializes in thermally insulated overalls for cold storage and cold chain operators. Shenzhen Dressu is really pushing the boundary with smart uniforms featuring integrative RFID and wearable sensors for innovation-focused brands. And I want to make a special note on Ningbo Shenzhou Group. They are the absolute masters of performance net workwear, like moisture-wicking polos and stretch cargo pants, which makes them perfect for e-commerce and tech logistics firms. But a quick warning here, because their quality is so exceptionally high, demand is through the roof. That means production slots are incredibly difficult for new clients to book right now. But what if you're a procurement professional looking at all these massive factories and thinking, well, I only need 150 pieces right now? It's a great question. How exactly do you handle a sub-200 MOQ for custom workwear when these large factories simply won't return your calls? Well, here is your practical workaround to solve that exact headache. For a low entry barrier, your best path is to source ready-to-wear blanks from specialized wholesalers in the Guangzhou Zhongdao market. Once you secure those high-quality blank garments, you simply apply local embroidery or heat transfer printing to achieve your custom branding. It's an incredibly effective, totally viable strategy for small initial runs. Let's head into Section 4, the sourcing evaluation workflow, bulletproof your procurement. Let's move to and see how this builds. In the workwear industry, chasing cheap almost always results in disastrous, non-compliant fabric. To build a bulletproof operational playbook, you have to follow this logical 4-step evaluation workflow. Number 1, technical data sheet review. Number 2, lab dip approval. Number 3, third-party inspection. And number 4, certification verification. Let's break those down. First, never ever just ask for a sample. Request the TDS, the technical data sheet of the fabric, so you can physically verify the GSM, the pilling resistance, and the industrial laundering color fastness. Second, for your corporate branding, ensure the factory provides a lab dip for Pantone matching. And here's a pro tip, specifically approve it under D65 lighting to ensure perfect color accuracy. Third, an inline inspection is critical. Workwear is full of stress points like crotches, pockets, and zippers. Catching a stitching error here, early in the process, literally saves the entire batch. Finally, verify those CE certs directly through the notifying body's database to avoid counterfeit documentation, and always ask for BSCI or SEDEX audit report. And now for our final section. Section 5, Logistics and Import Compliance, Navigating the Hidden Costs. We're at the critical final stage, actually getting your product across the world legally and cost-effectively. Let's demystify a crucial logistical term you are definitely going to encounter, LTP, or landed duty paid. Workwear is highly voluminous, and so many newer buyers severely underestimate shipping costs. LDP is a shipping arrangement where your supplier takes on the responsibility of handling all those complex textile tariffs. If you're a buyer in the US or the EU, this arrangement is highly recommended to streamline your supply chain and avoid massive customs headaches. Now, want to cut your shipping volume by a massive 40%? Here is a brilliant packaging hack. Ask your manufacturer about vacuum packaging. Because workwear, especially things like winter parkas and heavy-duty coveralls, takes up so much physical space, utilizing vacuum packaging can reduce the sheer volume of those garments by up to 40%. That is a huge reduction. It will drastically slash your sea freight costs, whether you're shipping FCL or LCL. So the crucial point is understanding the factual documentation required for import compliance today, specifically regarding the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, or UFLPA. To clear US and EU regulations, reputable manufacturers maintain strict traceability records. As a buyer, you must secure a certificate of origin for the cotton used in your garments, and you absolutely must map the full supply chain. We're talking every single step, from the yarn mill all the way to the final garment assembly factory. This documentation is completely essential for surviving customs evaluations today. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Does your supply chain have the traceability and specialized partnerships required to survive the 2026 workwear market? The transition from simple uniforms to highly regulated technical apparel is fully complete. The factories are ready, the clusters are optimized, but the burden of matching the right technical specifications to the right partner, that falls entirely on you. Thank you so much for joining me today, Focus Learners. Keep evaluating, keep optimizing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.